They say it began with a laugh. A cold October night, when the fog hung low and the forest whispered secrets only the moon could hear, 5 hunters sat around a dying fire at the edge of Black Hollow Woods, a place the locals avoided when the sun went down. The men had been drinking, boasting, telling tales of beasts and ghosts. And as it often happens when courage is borrowed from a bottle, someone mentioned the legend. The Howling One, said the oldest of them, a scarred man with eyes like ash. A curse that hunts the mockers, those who trespass on sacred ground with arrogance instead of fear. The others laughed. They always did. Only one man at the fire didn't join them. Elias Mercer, the new hunter, younger than the rest and eager to prove himself. He just moved to town, hoping for work, hoping for a place among them. But they saw him as prey. Too quiet, too proud, too easy to push. So they told him the story like it was a dare. Long ago, before the town was built, a trapper named Harlan Crane lived alone in those woods. One winter, he killed a she-wolf that had been stalking his camp. When he found her den, he discovered her pups, still blind, still crying. He left them to die. The villagers said the forest howled that night, not in grief, but in promise. At the next full moon, Harlan was found torn apart, his body clawed and gnawed, his face frozen in terror. From that night on, the howls began, low, human, and close. They called it the Howling One, a spirit caught between man and beast, doomed to walk beneath the moon and avenge every cruel laughter that mocks the wild. By midnight, the fire was nearly gone, and the fog had swallowed the trees. "Go on then, Mercer," one of them said. "If you're not afraid, walk into the forest. Prove the Howling One is just a story." The others jeered and clinked bottles. Elias's jaw tightened. Without a word, he picked up his lantern and his rifle and stepped into the woods. The laughter followed him, fading behind him as the forest swallowed every sound. Black Hollow wasn't like other woods. The air there felt thicker, older. Every branch seemed to move when you weren't looking. The moon broke through in silver shards, lighting the mist like fractured glass. Elias tried to convince himself it was just a story. He walked deeper, the sound of his boots crunching dead leaves, echoing like footsteps that weren't his. Once or twice, he thought he heard whispers, but when he turned, there was only fog. Then came the sound that froze him. A howl, not quite animal, not quite human, long and mournful, rising from deep within the forest. The lantern flickered. Somewhere in the dark, something was breathing. And then nothing. They never found him. Days passed. The hunters went back to their lives, though none returned to that spot. They told themselves he'd run off, scared, maybe lost, but deep down, guilt festered like rot. Then came the next full moon. The town dogs barked all night, snapping at the shadows. The wind carried a smell, wet earth, blood, and something older. Just past midnight, someone knocked at the cabin door of the man who dared Elias first. When he opened it, no one stood there, only claw marks on the wood, and a single muddy footprint leading back into the trees. By morning, they found what was left of him, not torn apart by any known beast, but shaped, as if the forest itself had reclaimed him. The others fell one by one. Each full moon, another scream in the dark, until the last man, the old scarred hunter, heard it, a howl that seemed to speak his name. He ran for the church, clutching his shotgun, but he never made it past the gates. When the townsfolk found his body, the moon had turned red, and in the dirt beside him, paw prints led into woods too large for any wolf, too human for any man. They say Elias walked still, bound by the curse of the forest, not dead, not alive, something between. His heart beats with the rhythm of the hunt, his claws tear through the veil of night. When the bass of thunder rolls and the moon burns silver, some claim they can hear it, that chilling rhythm under the storm, that heartbeat beneath the wind. The moon remembers. Every Halloween, the legend is told again, whispered in clubs, in woods, in dark corners where music pulses like a living thing. And when the beat drops, when the lights flash silver, that's when the dancers say you can feel him near, the Howling One, reborn in rhythm and rage, hunting those who laugh in the face of the dark. And so they named that night the hunter's moon. Because once you mock the forest hunts you back.